Okay, joined here by SVSU head volleyball coach Will Stanton to give us a little weekly review and preview on his team. Coach, coming off the heels of another 4-0 weekend at the Vulcan Invitational. Team's off to an 8-0 start, best start since 2008 when the team advanced to the Sweet 16. Just talk about this past weekend for me.
It was another weekend of us kind of figuring out how to win. We're seeing a lot of huge teams lately, and that's kind of new for us. We're used to being one of the bigger teams in the gym and kind of pushing people around. And right now we're working with a little smaller lineup, so we're having to ball control teams a lot more and kind of wear them down. So it's an interesting adjustment, especially this past weekend. Just some really large teams at the net, so you got to learn to win in different ways with them, and you really have to work hard on your ball control. It's a little different focus from ways we've won in the past, but it also makes for an exciting way to win. Our defense and ball control this past weekend was pretty impressive, and I think that was the main difference. So it was a good weekend for us. Like I said, we're figuring out how to win with this style of play, and some of our young kids are really developing. It's pretty exciting.
Obviously, you had some good numbers this weekend at the top of the board for the tournament overall. The normal hitters, Schmidt had a good weekend. Andrea Brigham, Kelly Vellucci, Brooke Tiller. One name that stood out to me is having an increased role, an attacking role, Tamara Heller. Could you talk about her performance a little bit and her new role with you?
Yeah, she's one of those young players that's come along. We really saw this ability in her in high school. She's just a ball control, high energy kid. Brings a lot of excitement and passion to the court. But she needed to step her game up to this level, and she's starting to do that. And it's just an exciting style of play. She brings a lot of energy to her team, and she's starting to learn how to play with bigger kids around her. As an attacker, she really had a very good weekend this past weekend. Got named to the all-tournament team because of it, and she's one of those pieces that was a little bit of an unknown coming in. She's going up against girls that have 5-6 inches on her. And holding her own and doing a good job with it. So she's been one of those young kids that's developed that's really kind of pushed us to that next level.
Okay, big weekend for your team on the road against a pair of top 15 teams in Ferris State and Grand Valley. Obviously, another tough weekend, or the first one in the GLIAC, actually, and you have to start it against these two teams. So what are you looking for out of your team heading into this weekend?
Well, as always in the GLIAC, you just want to compete. You want to, especially when you're on the road, you want to show up and bring your best game. And then if that's good enough to win, then that's a great bonus. But you just want to be able to compete day in and day out. And this weekend is going to be one of those tests for us. Ferris had a fantastic weekend. We had a good weekend. They had a really good one. So they're going to be similar situation. They get to play at home. So that's going to be a battle on Friday night. I'm hoping our ball control can hold up. They've got some pretty good size as well, so it's going to be some interesting matchups. They've got a system that's been pretty tough to beat so far this year, as they're 8-0 as well. And then Saturday we got Grand Valley, and that's always a tough place to play. They haven't had quite the strong beginning that Ferris has, but it's still Grand Valley, and it's still at home. And there's always a little extra excitement in the air when you play in that gym. So we're just hoping to compete each night, bring our best game, and if that's good enough to win, then we walk out of there and get started again for the next weekend. So, it's starting the GLIAC, which is always a little more exciting, brings a little more pressure, and we'll see how our young kids kind of handle that pressure.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Eric.